Hey, you guys, it's your girl, Mehgan James, and we are now live at the Hollywood Group Chat podcast. Period. We have a special guest host today. He goes by the name of Casey. He's the owner of Pop Out Magazine in Atlanta. Hey, friend.
Already know what's up, friend. How are you? It's a long time.
I know. I'm so good. I haven't seen you
Yes.
since my Pop Out cover.
Yes.
Okay, you guys. So today we're going to be reviewing Baddies episode 4. I know that I put Baddies episode 5 out already, but we about to do 4 because, period, I have Casey here today, and he's a Baddies fanatic.
Yes, I've been on y'all since y'all was on Bad Girls Club, you know?
And we're going to review episode 4. I'm going to let him start it off because I don't really remember since I've already watched episode 5. So I'm a bit confused to backtrack. So I'm going to let him start it off and then I'm going to piggyback off him.
I remember just what started off.
Okay, so how it started?
They walked in the kitchen. Remember that all the girls were in the kitchen. Natalie was there. She was having a good time talking with Smiley and some of the other girls. And then, in comes Krishan and Tasiki, with the smoke. Them girls, they from Baltimore. I done met people from Baltimore. And they got
Are they all like that?
Baltimore, a lot of them, they don't play up there. They
Really?
Yeah, they really don't be playing up there, like for real. And
I hate their accents.
Who, Krishan? You don't like it?
Mm-mm.
I do like Krishan. But their relationship
Baltimore
is so
have
weird.
ugly accents. They say instead of it's like use and juice, they talk stupid.
Yeah. Their relationship is so weird, her and her sister. But
Why do you think it's weird? Because I have a relationship with my sister like that. I'm the older sister, and I don't bully my little sister, but I have the same love-hate relationship with my sisters, all of them actually.
I think because see, where I was raised, to put somebody on, you don't get along with your kin, that's cool. But to sick somebody to jump on your kin,
oh, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But we gonna get to that in a little bit.
Okay,
though.
so continue.
So pretty much, they came in the house. Natalie was chilling. They started throwing things at Natalie, going at her, of course. Natalie is doing her job, talking, but I feel like when I look back at it, my thoughts on that is it's to a certain degree, where is the respect at a little bit? Because even though Natalie may do stuff to get under their nerves or whatever, she is the one that put them on the map and giving them the opportunity.
Okay, yeah, I understand that too, but Natalie, me and Natalie have had our ups and downs.
Right.
And I totally respect Natalie for the money move she made. But Natalie is not a respectful person. Do you know what I'm saying? So Natalie be talking to them crazy.
Really?
Yeah, she be talking to them crazy. She's quick to tell you oh, well, I write your checks. Natalie is Natalie, right?
Yeah.
And I've seen Natalie be super nice to people. I've seen Natalie be super cocky. I've seen her be mean. I've seen her be fake. I've seen all sides of Natalie. Mm-hmm. So it's just I don't feel like the girls owe Natalie really any respect if they feel like they've been done wrong. It's just because Natalie is the head of the show and she brought the girls to the show, that doesn't mean that you can talk shit to me and I can't talk shit back to you. Yeah. It doesn't mean that you can hit me and I'm not going to hit you back. It doesn't mean that you could talk shit about my family and rah, rah, la, la, and I'm not going to be disrespectful back.
Well, I'm going to say that she definitely doing a good job of making sure it's not being shown on the camera how she's speaking to Krishan as far as that goes. Because you don't really see, well, then again, when you go back to the auditions, it does kind of go into that because Krishan and her sister were having it, and Natalie did jump and insert herself into the middle of that.
Did she? Or was that how it was cut?
What, you think they scripted that?
Well, think about it. All the fights that Natalie be getting into on the show, the edit is for Natalie. Yeah. They're going to get Natalie's best angles. They're going to get Natalie's hits in on the camera edit.
Just with her and Camila, yeah.
I don't know who won the fight.
Yeah, I really don't either.
But it's just the edits were in favor of Natalie, and she's the executive producer. So as an executive producer, you're able to control how things are edited. So of course she's going to edit it to look like she won, or that they're going to edit her in the best light. Right. She's sitting behind the camera being okay, keep this, cut this.
Right.
So you really don't know what happened.
Exactly. I agree. Yeah, that is true. I guess when you're the executive producer, so, when you look at it though, how was it? Because you was on the show. How was it when you was on there? You was only on one episode, so you didn't really have to deal with it.
I did a little cameo, and I didn't even stay in the house. I stayed in my hotel.
Well, your cameo that you did was fire, because when I saw that clip of you, it was oh snap! They did it really good when they edited you in there.
Right. I just feel, honestly, I'm gonna keep it real. So, Natalie did bring Baddies to the forefront, but she started Baddies off with the older girls at Bad Girls Club on OnlyFans.
Yeah.
So like they all came up with the idea like together, and Natalie kind of took it and ran with it.
Mm-hmm.
And during like the time of Zeus or whatever, when they were contacting me about the show, like I had pitched to Zeus a Bad Girls Club remake, and like they passed. But this is probably prior to Natalie doing her big one on OnlyFans with them.
Right.
So I pitched a Baddies remake to Zeus, and they passed on it. But then they circle back and want to have me on that show. So I was like, well, the only way that I'll come on your show is if you make me an executive producer, so that I could get that credit.
Right.
And they wouldn't make me an executive producer. So we like went back and forth on the contract.
So all the rumors, like with Christina, all of them, the other girls, none of them were really executive producers like that.
They were credited as producers on the show, not executive producers.
Got it.
But that's because it was partially their idea as well. Because like they were the originators, because they did the show on OnlyFans.
Yeah.
But like with my negotiation was like, okay, well, I pitched the show to you, and you passed on it. Well, this is what I was telling my lawyer, because I didn't speak directly to them.
Yeah.
I was like, I pitched the show to them. They passed on it. I was like, I'll come on the show, but like, I don't want to be a cast member on the show. Like, y'all gonna have to pay me a cameo, like for a cameo.
Yeah.
And luckily during the same time, I had got on another TV show. So basically the opportunity like replaced itself with another show. So I wasn't like missing out on the money or anything. And I just did, I just did my little cameo.
Right. Okay, yeah, and because I remember at the time being, what was the show? It was on the Black Network, I think, correct?
What? The show, yeah, All Black. It was called Notorious Queens. Yeah,
that's it. Yeah, okay, cool. But none of that, I think you did the right decision when you made that move, because honestly, you was already like on Basketball Wives, stuff like that. So you kind of had to, outgrew. I don't want to say outgrew, but you was moving into a higher like level from the Baddies franchise. So, you did the right decision on that.
Right.
But speaking of that, okay, after that, they went out to the club. Remember, after they got into it, Krishan, they decided they're going to split the girls up. They're going to move them into separate houses. Natalie.
Okay, wait. What do you think about the houses?
Me being a boy, going into it, I like to travel. I like to stay in some of the best places. But George Washington, which was the second house they stayed in, was kind of creepy. Definitely.
It was creepy, but it was nicer than the first house. I would have rather stayed at George Washington's house.
I mean, if I had to choose out of them two, I definitely would have.
It was more modern.
But they could have did better with the budgets. But then the thing is, too, in DC and New York, it's not like down here or in Florida or LA where they have like the big mansions like that. You know what I'm saying? So they kind of had to, I guess, work with what they work with, I
have like a different theory. I feel like, Lemmy and them go into it like, okay, all these bitches are gonna do is fight, and like if they bust up an old house with some old furniture, like
you gotta pay.
Yeah, like we gotta pay less than if they are in this like modern mansion house and they have like the state of the art fucking one of one couch and they damage it. They're paying like $100,000 for a couch.
No, that you're actually 100% right.
I feel like that's why they give them shitty houses.
Yeah, I can agree to that too.
Okay, so back to Baddies.
Yeah, I think so. But they went out to the club that night, and then remember Tasiki and Krishan started getting into it on the bus. And I remember Sky actually had got in the middle between them two because Tasiki started to say that she would slap Krishan.
Wait, but Krishan was saying that Tasiki was on FaceTime inviting people to the club that don't like her. Yeah, she was inviting people
to the club that did not like her. That she said that as well too. That's why I say their relationship, I guess it's one of them things that I think a lot of people on there should just stay out of it because they're sisters. And I think other people, first and foremost, Krishan, I feel like Krishan being pregnant, she shouldn't be in
on the show.
Yeah, she shouldn't be in that show in the environment because if anything happens to her,
she's a liability.
Yeah, so they shouldn't have her like in that type of environment.
My thing was, okay, like do you have siblings?
Yeah.
Like I'm the oldest of 7.
Same here.
I've told every last one of my brothers and sisters that I would slap the fuck out of them.
Oh, me and my brother done fought and done did it.
Right. I have told every last one of my sisters, like, I will beat you the fuck up. All of them.
Exactly.
But, so the fact that Tasiki was like, oh, I'm gonna slap the fuck out of you. Okay.
Exactly.
Like, if I was her little sister, I would be like, girl, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like, because at the end of the day, if Tasiki is inviting people that don't like Krishan, Tasiki doesn't give me like the personality that's gonna let anything happen to Krishan, especially if she's pregnant. So I feel like Krishan blew it out of proportion, as she always does, like she did with Vicky whenever they first pulled up. Vicky. I don't feel bad for her. We'll get into it. But I do not feel bad for her. I literally hated her. Like, literally hated her. False prophet. I don't have time for her.
Oh, no.
I wish I had my, like, soundboard because I would womp, womp, womp her ass. Like, I hate her. Anyway, back to the bus. Okay, what happened?
So they got into it on the bus. And, well, you kind of summoned that part up there. But I think... That's why I say I think people should stay out of that, because it's like brothers and sisters, they're going to fight. They're going to get into it. You know what I'm saying? And I think them being in that type of environment going at it, I think all that around it just kind of added more into what made it more than what it really is. Even like the two girls that jumped on the bus and jumped to Siki, like, why are y'all getting in the middle of that? That's her sister. If they're getting into it, let them handle that, you know. And now you're walking away with a big knot right here on your face because you done inserted yourself in something that had nothing to do with you.
Okay, so how do you feel about what, like, if you were somebody's friend, like, would you let your other friend convince you to jump on her sister?
Not at all. Never.
Like, what type of people? Like, they just give.
I would mind my business. Like, it give really clout chasing. Honestly, that's what it kind of gave to me from them. Because I'm not gonna get in the middle of that. Like, if you and your sister was getting into it, or you and anybody getting, I'm gonna walk to the other way. If it's somebody, unless if it's like a stranger and you're getting into it, and I'm like, okay, well, who is this right here? Like, then that's different. But anything else, like with a relative, like, that's y'all business. Y'all have to handle that y'all self. You know, I'm not getting in the middle of that.
I mean, I would get in the middle to the point where, like, y'all are sisters, y'all don't need to be fighting, but I'm not about to, like, I'm not about to, like, send my friends to jump you. Exactly. Like, that's crazy.
And they I feel like they were kind of wrong for agreeing to do that.
Right. Like, what type of people are y'all?
Exactly.
And it's like, okay, continue. Okay, so, what happened next?
After that, they went in, you know, that's when they jumped Tasiki on the bus. So, you know, Tasiki pretty much, she was, you could tell she wasn't having it. Camila, all the girls that was on it, they all were in agreement. They seen what pretty much happened when the girls jumped her.
Why do you think nobody on the bus helped Tasiki?
I'm gonna go down the list. I think Camila is a mom now, so I think she's changed from that. She's just not really on that unless if she really have to, and she doesn't know Tasiki or Krishan like that to insert herself in the mix of that. I think same thing with Sky. Sky is mature, and it's not only that, Sky is also like a household name at this point now from being on TV for so long. So I feel like she's not really trying to get in the middle of that either. And who else was on the bus? Smiley, I like Smiley.
I like Smiley a little bit, but remember when Rolly was like, "Is something off about her?"
Yeah,
it's something off about her to me.
It's gonna come out soon.
Oh,
but I think she just probably was like, it ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm not getting in the middle.
There's
of it.
no way. Like, I don't know. Like, I just have like empathy, and I'm a human. I'm not about to I'm not gonna jump in the fight, but like if it's literally 6 of them on the bus and 2 of Krishan friends, y'all could have pulled them apart.
But you know, I also think Tasiki was on that bus like handling them.
Probably.
Because Tasika, you can tell like she don't play. Like I can tell by looking, and when she got up, there was nothing wrong with her.
Yeah, she was just screaming.
Yeah, she was screaming and hair was everywhere, but there was no bruises, nothing, which pretty much showed that she was handling herself on the bus. But I think she didn't get with them how she wanted to.
So okay, what happens next?
So after that, remember they went back to the house, and then
no, you're skipping it. They get to the club, and does Krishan perform on this one, and then Natalie gets mad about it?
Oh yeah, that is.
Because I wanted to talk about that.
Yeah, so I remember they did go to the club afterwards, and when they went to the club, pretty much they went in there. Natalie did get upset because of what happened with, I think, when Krishan and them threw that drink and stuff on her at the house, and they was throwing stuff at her. So I know when she came in there and she saw them going at it, I do know she turned around and, you know, she did leave.
No, I don't think that's what happened. What happened from what I remember is Krishan walks in. Remember, she got off the bus, security took her in. She's inside, she's performing. Natalie walks in as Krishan is performing, and she goes to this section.
Yeah.
And Natalie's like, you know what? Like, I'm not about to do this. Because Natalie said that she saw Tasiki up there. She saw, not Tasiki. I don't know who she saw, but she said that she saw like a lot of Krishan's family members. And apparently her family members ran up on her at the hotel. I remember that. And Natalie was like, it feels like a setup. Yeah. So she was like, I'm not staying. But I feel like Natalie did that because the attention wasn't on her. Like,
you think so?
Not that the attention was on her, but like Natalie likes to be in control. And like she likes to call the girls out on the mic who can perform first, second, third, fourth. And Krishan kind of just went on the stage and just took over. Because remember when Natalie walked out, she was like, if you guys want this to be the Krishan show, then make it the Krishan show.
Yeah.
So I kind of feel like Natalie, like, at some times could get like a little jealous of Krishan's, like, I don't think she's jealous of Krishan. I think she's jealous of the fans Krishan has.
There could be some truth behind that, I think, possibly. But then the thing is, Natalie has such a big name too, technically. So it's like, I don't know. Because I love Natalie. I know Natalie and I love Krishan too. I actually like all of them. But I definitely can see where you're coming from on that part though.
Okay,
sure.
cool. So what happens? Okay, so Krishan performs, Natalie leaves, then Krishan goes to get back on her bus.
Yeah, she went her way, Tasiki went her way, and then remember Krishan was in the room with her friends, and that's the other thing that was getting me when they was in the hotel room.
Yeah.
Remember when they was talking about, oh, we're gonna have to do this, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, yada yada yada, and then they got out there and got in the ring with Tasiki, but didn't accomplish anything they were supposed to do.
Right, but that's not till the next episode.
Yeah, it was.
Tasiki doesn't really. Well, it's actually, the end of the fight, right?
It's the beginning of the fight.
On the next episode.
Yeah, the fight happened on the next episode, and they showed like the beginning of it at the end of this episode.
Right.
So they pretty much, they really did not fight at this one, but I do know Tasiki and Natalie actually made up in this one at the very end of it, though.
Well, it's technically at the next episode, because like next time on Baddies, they show like clips, right? Or did they make up?
No, they made up at the end of this one.
Okay, get into that.
Yeah, because I remember when they all was in the field and all the girls was there, and at this point, Tasiki had on all her stuff. She ready, waiting on them. And I remember Natalie walked up, and that's when she had told Tasiki, she was like, I really don't have no beef with you. She was like, but with your sister, you already know it's a lot. And, Tasiki, pretty much she told her, I don't have no issue with you either. It's a lot of communication. So I remember they hugged, and they squashed it. Question for you, though. Do you think it was genuine?
No.
You don't think so?
I think Tasiki just don't care. Like, she's like, okay, girl, now. Like, remember how Tasiki, whenever Krishan was trying to fight Vicky and Anna
Yeah.
And Tasiki was like, girl, like, it's not even worth it. Like, they're not going to fight you. Like,
yeah.
Like, you might as well just, like, it doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. I feel like Tasiki thinks that Natalie is, like, a non-factor in this moment. Mm-hmm. And, like, she's like, okay, whatever, Natalie. Like, we're good, whatever. Like, I don't think Tasiki cares.
Yeah.
So she was like, I'm not worried about you. Like, I'm worried about the girls that jump me.
Right. I can see that, yeah.
Like, I don't think Tasiki cares one way or another.
Yeah.
What do you think about, I think we missed a scene. It was, what's her girl name? Mariah Lynn. What do you think about Mariah Lynn being on the show in general?
I like Mariah Lynn. Like, I've met her a couple of times, here in Atlanta. I think, I hope that I want to say this the right way. I feel like she's like you, like you see how you've been on Basketball Wives, and it's like, that you're on this level already, so it's not like coming back. I feel like it's kind of like that with Mariah Lynn. She's been on Love and Hip Hop, which is technically a higher platform, and been around like bigger things. So I kind of feel like her coming down to I don't want to say coming down to Baddies because it's hot, but I feel like she didn't have to do it. Like, she was good even before
like
that.
Excelling this way.
Yeah, I see bigger things for her than that.
Right. So why do you think she did it? For me, it had to be the check.
I think it's the money.
I feel like they paid a little birdie told me that Sky got paid $75,000 for that show. So I'm thinking that
Mariah Lynn probably
got around the same.
Yeah.
And for $75,000, I probably would have done it too.
You think Camila got paid that much?
No.
You don't think so? Mm-mm. Yeah, but that's my real thought on Mariah Lynn. I think that she's, like girls like her, Sky, Tommy Lee, Sukiyana, Sukiyana's at home though. That show, because it's in her. And I met her before too. I love her. But she gets into, like, she's real, like, ratchet and stuff. So I actually I think I'm gonna like seeing her on there. Mm-hmm. Honestly,
I don't know. Like, for me, like, every home podcast that I do or whatever, when I'm talking about this, it's just I just be like, why? Mm-hmm. Like, I don't get, like, okay, it's cool to be like, I would understand like 10 new girls, new faces, ain't never been on TV before. Like, I would understand like how I did it when I was on Bad Girls Club. I had been on TV one time before, but nobody really knew who I was like that. Like, I did it for the platform. And I don't understand the girls that come do it who already have a platform. Like, I don't get it.
Yeah.
It has to be the check.
It got to be, because technically they really don't have to they don't have to be there. Like, they, you know, they're there, and I think it's the check. It's definitely not the exposure, because Sukiana is definitely doing a lot of big things.
Right.
So it's definitely the check for her.
It have to be.
Yeah.
I feel like Suki probably got paid more than Sky and Mariah Lynn.
Yeah, definitely.
Had to
for sure. Because remember, at first she was supposed to just be like a person that was featured, that was just going to appear in it. I'm guessing was going to make a scene like how you did on season 1. And then it went from that to her being like an actual cast. I am excited to see how Scarface is going to do on there, though.
I don't know who that is. What
E.T.
she got?
She's from Now That's TV.
Like, oh my God, I don't know what's wrong with me. Only watched like South Central Baddies like a couple seasons. I tried to watch Zodiac House. Big Legs Show. I tried to watch a little bit of it. It's just like, I love T and I love Now That's TV and I love like what he's doing. But like, that's where I feel like this season with Baddies, like I actually like this season of Baddies because we're following a story. I feel like the Now That's TV shows is no storyline. It's just like, okay, bitch, I don't like you. Let's fight every 5 minutes. Like, why are y'all fighting? Like, what's going on? Yeah. That's how I feel watching those shows. So it's like I could never really get deep into those shows on Now That's TV because I didn't get like I don't understand it.
Yeah, I like it though. Because it do be very entertaining. I will say this: there are some good shows over there, like Jessica Dime's show, The Men.
Oh, but see, that has a story. There's a story behind that.
Yeah, I think her show is like very good over there. I think The Academy was good.
I didn't watch that one.
Yeah, that was actually a pretty good one too. Playboys was pretty good too. It was good. I would have liked to see it a little bit longer, but it was good though. But I get what you're saying. Like Zeus, they have their storylines and stuff.
But Zeus didn't start off like that either. Yeah, like their first, minus our season, their first season of Baddies, I think it was West was after South.
Really, they had another one before that.
They had our season, then they had the season where
South, and then
South, and then they did East.
Yeah, it was your season, South, West, and then East.
Yeah. So I feel like in the earlier seasons of Baddies, it wasn't no storyline either. It was just like, okay, we going out, we about to fight. But like, there's actually a story to follow here. Like people are friends, not friends. Like, and I like how they're adding like all the elements of social media because it's like, okay, why these people don't like each other? Boom, they put it on the screen, like the tweets. Like I like that as a viewer that I'm understanding what's going on because like with the Now That's TV shows, I be watching and I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Right. Would you ever see yourself going back on there like to Baddies?
No.
Not even for
what? I'll host a reunion happily for a nice check.
I can see that.
But like I'm not like I'm in my 30s. Like I'm not, no amount of money can make me like I wouldn't say degrade myself, but it's just like I want like bigger opportunities with like big brands. Like I was talking to one of my old producers from a show that I did and he's like you need to start watching the content that you post on social media because like companies like Coca-Cola will go to your Instagram and be like, oh, they see like you sitting there twerking with no clothes on. Like, oh, we don't want to attach our brand to that. Just like how you said that you don't want to attach your brand to the person that has been scamming people in Atlanta.
Exactly.
So it's just like, I don't want to go on Baddies because it's not going to do anything. It's like, I look at the bigger picture. And I feel like a lot of those girls don't really look at the bigger picture. Yeah. And like over the years, I've been just trying to shed my Bad Girls Club image. Not to say that like I regret being on Bad Girls Club. Because I don't. Because it literally put me on the map for like everything else I was able to do. But it's just like, I don't, like, it's not cute. Yeah. Like, it's not, like, Natalie fighting at 40 years old. You have a daughter. You have a husband. Like, if Natalie was not EPing that show, I wouldn't understand why she was doing it. I understand why Natalie does what she does.
That's what I was just going to say.
Because it makes her money.
That's what I was just going to say. Because all jokes aside, I don't think on Natalie's daily life, that's not her. I don't think that's, I don't know. Because you gotta think before Baddies, she had got married. She's still married. She has her daughter, And you know, she has a nice house, and she was chilling. She was like just chilling, just doing that. She wasn't into that, And even when they got towards the end of the actual Bad Girls Club, you know, she was kind of like more so the one. She was kind of talking like how you were, like not really on that. So I think it does. You know, that check is pretty nice.
Right. I'm sure it is. Like, I think Natalie makes over $1 million a year. So I've heard. Yeah. And like, kudos to her. And like, the thing about it is like, Natalie has always wanted to do this. She manifested it. Yeah. So it's like, she's always wanted to do this. So I'm happy for her because she's doing what she wants to do. But like, I want bigger. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't ever see like Natalie, like hosting a Housewives reunion. I don't see her like, you know, hosting the BET Hip Hop Awards. Like, I don't see her on Coca-Cola campaigns. I don't see Baddies on that. Like, I want bigger. Yeah. Like, I want white people money.
Yeah, you definitely can get that for sure. I do agree though. I think image is everything when you do certain stuff. And I think like how you're doing it now, pulling yourself away from certain stuff, and the way because you're on Basketball Wives Orlando now, which I love because that's where I'm from. You know?
Oh, really? I never knew
I'm
you were from
Orlando. I'm from Tampa. But
that's
Tampa,
down the street.
Yeah, that's next door. So that's like my stomping ground area. So when I saw that too, I was like, damn, she down there filming, and I'm not even like living down there no more. So that was actually like exciting to see that. So you're going in a different direction. And with Natalie, I would like to see that.
But at this point, though, like if I was Natalie, I would keep doing what's making my millions. Like I feel like Natalie is now stuck in a box because it's just like if you step away from Baddies, it's like it's never gonna be the Baddies that it is because you made it. Yeah. You know? So if she steps away from it, it's not gonna make any sense.
And one thing about her though, she's owning that too.
But she loves it.
Yeah,
she eats,
does.
breathes, and sleeps it.
Yeah.
And like that's why she's been so successful with executive producing, creating the show. And I just never see Natalie stepping away from the Baddies franchise. Like I don't see Natalie being like stepping away, and I don't even see Natalie stepping away from a season because you know she is featured on the season as well. Yeah, I don't even see her playing the background. It wouldn't be the same. Yeah,
she has to in order for it to be done.
What it is, she has to be there.
Like it cannot be. You cannot take Natalie out the equation. She has to be in there.
And like that's a great thing for her because that's what she's going to continue to use to make her money. But like if she ever wants to do anything else, like the producer told me, like they're going to look at your resume, they're going to look at your clips, they're going to look at everything and be like, no, we don't want to associate our brand with this. So it's a pass. It's a no for me. It's a pass.
So are you and her? Are y'all?
Me and Natalie are cool. Like she's not my friend, obviously, but like we follow each other on Instagram. Like she's very supportive. I'm very supportive. On my podcast, I'm always like, you know, shout out to Natalie because she actually did her big one with Baddies. Like you can't take it away from her.
She did.
You can't. She did what she needed to do to make like a #1 show. They trend every week. You making over $1 million a year. Like you can't take it from her. Like you have to give her flowers.
Right. And I feel like I'm going to interview you for a second. I got to ask you a question. Okay. Like now we going to go into the previous episode before that. Because everybody wanted to see Natalie and Camila go at it. And then some people wanted to see them come together. You being on that franchise with them, like coming from that, how did that make you feel to see that start, like the fight just all the way to them how did you feel?
Honestly, I was excited to see the fight because like I just wanted to know who was gonna win. Natalie and Camila have been at it like for years, like 10 plus years online, right? But then another side of me thought it was cringe because y'all both 40 with kids.
Yeah.
It's, you know?
But you know, I can honestly say I don't think Camila's there no more.
She's not. She's not. Like, but I feel like Camila had to get her one in, and I don't see Camila fighting again on the show.
Yeah, I don't either. Like, I can tell. Like, I see the growth in her. Like, you can tell that's not. She's not. She's another one I think that's there for probably the money.
The money, yeah.
She's not. That's not who she is anymore.
I don't know how much Camila got paid. I would think that they paid her like $25,000 or something like that.
That's actually pretty good.
Like to get beat up. Not to say that Camila got beat up, but like she could have. Like all the shit that be happening. Did you see all them injuries? It was 2 people in finger caskets, knots, bleeding, like teeth knocked out. Like that's not worth.
Yeah, it's not
$20,000. It's not.
It's definitely not.
It's not.
And that's one of the things.
And that's shit that stays on the internet forever. Exactly. Like you're never gonna. If you get beat up, you're never gonna let it go.
You're not, because every time you turn around, and if you're not watching it, somebody else gonna look it up and see it. I can't even lie. I be one of the ones sometimes that go back and look and be like, I want to see. If I'm in the bed and I'm like up, I'll be like, let me go see this time with what's in it. Let me go see what Mehgan beat up Fallon and Rima.
Yeah, so it's like even still to today, like people be like, oh, you were the girl that was being bitch's ass on Bad Girls Club. That was 12 years.
Remember when we was at that restaurant, Fins and Feathers, and that girl came up and said that?
Yes, I was like, what the like literally, that was 12 years ago.
Yes.
They don't ever let it go.
It's been that long?
So imagine getting beat up and nobody lets it go.
Yeah, that's how that goes. That's the one thing about television. That's the thing with that. It's going to be a history. Like, it follows people, you know, even like with, you know, Judy, that's what she told me. Like, it follows you forever. Mm-hmm. It doesn't go away at all.
It doesn't.
So, but yeah, I think, let me see. Who was your favorite person on this season?
So far, honestly, I really like Scotty. And in previous seasons, I didn't like her. Scotty has like grown to me from the season that she's been on. She's been on 2 other seasons versus this one. Like, I just like to see people evolve as characters. Because like you can go back and be like, oh, like Scotty's hair be done. Like her makeup be cute.
Exactly.
Like, she not scared to fight this season.
She's
like
not.
So I'm like, okay, she's had growth as a character. So I really like Scotty and I like Tasiki this season.
Yeah, I love Tasiki. You know what? Tasiki is going. I
have a question.
What's up?
What do you think the secret beef is between Scotty and T? Because they obviously don't like each other, but it's like they play nice. Do you remember any like Instagram tea going on with them or something?
I never seen them two get into it on. Well, first and foremost, I think T is crazy. I think she's pretty, and I like her.
She is pretty.
But she is definitely giving me, when I seen her explode on Scotty on that bus, I was like, oh, okay, this you here. This how you
have multiple personalities.
Yeah, I was like, I knew it, because it came out of nowhere. So I said, I knew you got it in you. Like, them type, I done dealt with a lot of pretty people, and they have it in them. So she, I don't think it's really probably any type of secret beef. I just think they just, you know, sometimes a person, you can see a person and you may not be feeling their energy. Mm-hmm. I just simply think T really does not feel Scotty energy. Like
that can make sense. I get that.
And I think Scotty, on the other hand, is probably like, she doesn't know what's the issue.
Yeah, Scotty kind of is a little like dingy a little bit.
Yeah, she's like,
what the fuck?
Like, what are you mad? Like, what are you yelling for? What's going on?
Yeah, like, what's wrong? But I really like Scotty this season. I like Tasiki. Obviously, I like Sky. I wonder if Sky's going to fight anybody. I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I think she was just there for fan views.
Yeah, that's it. And she helped them. Like, she definitely brought in some views and stuff. I don't think she's on that either.
But you never know because you don't really know.
That's true. I didn't think Natalie was going to still be popping people, but she's definitely doing it.
But, like, you know, I can respect Natalie because she's the type to take one for their team. I'm not.
She is.
Natalie's like, okay, cool. This is my show. I'm going to just get my last fight in.
But well. But you know what? I'm not going to lie. And I'm going to say this, like, you know, even with me having a magazine, like, I would love to have Natalie on the cover because Natalie she's a vibe.
Why don't you hit her up?
No, I ain't supposed to say that.
Okay, well, never mind.
But Natalie knows how to come in and get the job done.
Natalie knows how to do her job.
Yeah, she knows how. Like, I don't see like anybody that would be like, now a big brand like Coca-Cola and them. I can see where they probably
Coca-Cola, Disney, Nickelodeon, Viacom, VMAs, like those big brands.
Exactly, but for somebody like us,
like for instance, what is that Met Gala? Like, I want to do that type of shit. Like, I want to get dressed by Rick Owens. Like,
that'd be nice.
But they're not like.
I can see that for you because you just walked the BET Awards and you was one of the best looking ones.
I thought so too. I don't feel like I got enough like props.
You don't think
from like the blogs and stuff.
I definitely seen you on the blogs. I think it was Hollywood Unlocked. You was like one of the top 4 best that they had picked.
Really?
Looks, yeah. It was Hollywood Unlocked, I think, that posted you.
Oh.
Or was it? It was Hollywood Unlocked
or
Skillshare World. One of them that posted it, and your picture was in like with the top 4 best looks for sure.
Oh wow! Oh, send me that. I want to see it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go on there and try to find it, research it.
Okay, we're at 7:20. Boss Vet will be here at 7:30, so we can wrap and then reset. Okay, you guys, we've reached the end of the Hollywood Group Chat podcast. Period. Casey is gonna tell you guys where you can find him on social media. Make sure you guys are following Pop Out Magazine. He has like interesting covers every month.
Yes, and we're gonna have this Halloween cover with Mehgan and her.
Am I mean?
Yes, it's happening.
Period.
It's happening.
Okay, it's a wrap.
All right.